2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
I really hope that's on me. Okay. I will be doing my special occasion speech over Jim Thorpe. He was one of the best all-around athletes, and he was a well-known athlete. He participated in football, track and field, and basketball and baseball, which my source is from Wikipedia. He was the best all-around athlete. Today, I honor him for his athletic accomplishments, impact on society of Native Americans. Before Jim Thorpe's athletic career, he had a lot of hardships. His twin brother died, which really hurt him. He was born along the bank of the North Fork River at Potawatomi County in Shawnee, Oklahoma, which is also from Wikipedia sourced. He had a twin brother who died. That made him go to and he kept running away from school, so his dad sent him to Haskell Indian School, which is in Lawrence, Kansas, which is still in use today, and they still memoir him there. His mother passed away 2 years while he was in Kansas, or after 2 years of him being in Kansas. So he went and moved with his father to Charlie's, Pennsylvania, which is an Indian school. This is where he started to play football, and his athletic career started to jump. And sadly, his father also passed away while he was at school. All these hardships fueled Thorpe's fueled his motivation to continue sports. And it really started booming at Charlie's Industrial School because of his football. They finished the season 11-1. In 1912, Charlie's won the National Collegiate Championship largely as a result of his efforts. He scored 25 touchdowns, 128 points, according to CNN Greg Pinto from Wikipedia. He played against President D. Eisenhower. He said, in quote, "Here and there are some people who are supremely endowed. My memory goes back to Jim Thorpe. He never practiced in his life, and he could do anything better. Other football player I have ever saw," from Wikipedia as well. In 1912, he decided to join track and field, which is where he became famous, was for his track abilities. And that was in the Olympics. He did the decathlon, which is 10 events. In 1912, that consisted of the javelin throw, 1,500 meter run, discus throw, long jump, 200 meter dash, which they've changed it modernly, but back then that's what the events were. And he received 2 gold medals, which will soon be stripped, which I will get to that later. Professionally, he signed to play football for New York Giants, then Cincinnati Reds, then to New York's again, and finally ending with the Braves in 1919 from Wikipedia. And then in 1915, he signed to play football for Kansas Bulldogs, which is also sourced from Wikipedia. The Green Bay Press Gazette first all-NFL team in 1923, which would later be formally recognized NFL in 1931, which is also from Wikipedia. Jim Thorpe also left an indent on the Native American, or left an indent on the society. Attending Charlie's, there was racism between the Caucasians and the Native Americans. So racial slurs were used against him all the time. Like from one article that was published was, in quote, "Redskin from Charlie's will strive for place on American team," which was from his accomplishment, which was also from Wikipedia. And just like that, he was also had racial slurs all the time. Some people think Jim Thorpe's medals were stripped because of racism, because he was Native American, because back then Native Americans weren't identified as human beings. He also left an imprint on Native Americans' futures. He was a Sac and Fox Nation descendant. And he had a huge impact on Native American children's sports. I might not be here if it wasn't for Jim Thorpe to compete at the collegiate level. And then there was a famous story of his shoes being stolen the day of the Olympic debut, but he still had a positive attitude and motivated him to work harder and earn those medals. Probably because they stole them from jealous and envy, but I'm not sure. It's just my theory. I hope you can realize why I chose to honor Jim Thorpe. Through all his tough hardship, he's faced racism, the death of his loved ones, and being alone. It really battled himself to become one of the best athletes of all time. Jim Thorpe paved the way for me, especially for any athletes, really. No matter what hardships you go through, you can continue and you can strive to success. And like I said, I'm forever grateful for him. Haskell Native American School is also very grateful for him, because we might not be here, and we might not be able to compete at the collegiate level because it wasn't for him. But that's it. I hope you understand why I chose Jim Thorpe, because he was a very great man, and I'm forever grateful for him.